Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Jnanena drishtatvena vairagena baliyasa tapoyuktena yogena tivrenatma samadhina jnanena drishtatvena vairagena baliyasa tapoyuktena yogena tivrenatma samadhina jnanena drishtatvena vairagena baliyasa tapoyuktena yogena tivrenatma samadhina
Jnanena drishtatvena vairagena baliyasa tapoyuktena tivrenatma samadhina jnanena drishtatvena vairagena baliyasa tapoyuktena yogena tivrenatma samadhina
Jnanena drishtatvena vairagena baliyasa tapoyuktena yogena tivrenatma samadhina
Jnanena, in knowledge, Drishtatvena, with vision of the absolute truth, Vairagena, with renunciation, Baliyasa, very strong, Tapahayuktena, by engagement in austerity, Yogena, by mystic yoga, Tivrena, firmly fixed, Atma Samadhina, by self-absorption. This devotion service has to perform strongly in perfect knowledge and with transcendental vision. One must be strongly renounced and must engage in austerity and perform mystic yoga, not be firmly fixed in self-absorption. The devotion service has to be performed strongly in perfect knowledge and with transcendental vision. One must be strongly renounced and must engage in austerity and perform mystic yoga in order to be firmly fixed self-absorption. Yes, Supriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Devotional service in Krishna consciousness cannot be performed blindly due to material emotion or mental concoction. It is specifically mentioned here that one has to perform devotional service in full knowledge by visualizing the absolute truth. We can understand about the absolute truth by evolving the transcendental knowledge, and the result of such transcendental knowledge will be manifested by renunciation. That renunciation is not temporary or artificial, but is very strong. It is said that development of Krishna consciousness is exhibited by proportionate material detachment or vairagya. If one does not separate himself from material enjoyment, it is to be understood that he is not advancing in Krishna consciousness. Renunciation in Krishna consciousness is so strong that it cannot be deviated by any attractive illusion. One has to perform devotional service in full tapasya austerity. One should fast on the 2 Ekadashi days, which will fall on the 11th day of the waxing and the waning moon, and on birthdays of Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are many such fasting days. Yogena means by controlling the senses and mind. Yoga Indriya Samyamaha. Yogena implies that one is seriously absorbed in the self and is able, by development of knowledge, to understand his constitutional position in relationship with the super self. In this way, one becomes fixed in devotional service and his faith cannot be shaken by any material allurement. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namani. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shudhavadi Pashat Desha Sadhini. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jnanena Drishtatattvena Vairagena Maliyata Tapoyuktena Yogena Tivrena Atma Samadhina. This devotional service has to perform strongly in perfect knowledge and with transcendental vision. One must be strongly renounced and must engage in austerity, perform mystic yoga in order to firmly fix in self-absorption. Hare Krishna, everybody. Where is my audio? Must be in there. Jnanena. Not there. Probably not. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. The audio is clear. Okay. Yes. Thank you. So devotional service is performed with realized knowledge, not as a matter of sentiment. That is the main, not whimsically. There are various shlokas which we always meditate when we think about this. Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatrikir Harer Vana Ekantikir Harer Bhakti Utpadati Kalpate. When somebody doesn't follow For us, Shruti Smriti is the directions of Srila Prabhupada. From him we know what is Shruti and Smriti. Shruti means basically the Vedic literature. Smriti means to the Smriti, Manusmriti. So many Smritis are there. Puranas, so many Puranas are there. Smriti, Smriti, Purana, Adi, Pancharatri ki Pancharatri is, all the deity worship rules and regulations. So this everything actually, in essence, Srila Prabhupada has given us. How do we work? What do we do? What is the guiding principle? And when our life becomes regulated by these all things, then we can know that we are making advancement. We can ourselves see how much we are developing vairagya from material enjoyment. You can see. You can deeply introspect and see whether I'm developing detachment or attraction. Does the material world has started looking more attractive for enjoyment, or I'm able to reject material enjoyment? Either material world is looking attractive or Krishna is looking attractive. Either service to Krishna is looking attractive or service to the matter is looking attractive. What is my situation? Am I enjoying devotion service or I'm not enjoying devotion service? Is it Galagraha or Archa Vigraha? Archa Vigraha means we feel enthused more and more when we have the meditation. And Galagraha means it's just a burden, I'm the only one to be found out for this. It's Galagraha, pain in the neck. So we have to introspect within our heart. We have to see whether I'm feeling privileged to do devotion service or it's a great favor I'm doing in devotion service. So the devotion attitude, the details of devotion service, the consciousness by doing devotion service, if it is not proper, the service will very soon be taken away by Krishna. Because Krishna is not looking for service. He is looking for the bhava with the service. Just like we are offering bhoga to Krishna. Krishna is not interested in that bhoga. If he is interested in our devotion, if we have anything. He's not interested in the bhoga. He's not hungry. We're not giving food to Krishna to just stamp it. This is now prasad. No. The food is offered with so much love, then it is called bhoga. And Krishna accepts it out of affection, his mercy and his affection, even though it is not to the quality that we can offer. And he accepts it out of his affection and mercy. So all the seva we do to the Lord, either it is deity worship or other things are also deity worship only. Basically, we are doing everything for Radha Govinda. We are going, we are building their temple, that is also for their pleasure. We are meeting people and telling them to chant the holy name, that is also for their pleasure. And the seva becomes centered around the deity. But what is important when we are doing that, with what consciousness it is offered. If it is not offered with the consciousness of devotion, then that is not accepted by the Lord. Just like suppose somebody gives you something to eat, he cannot force you. So we as a small individual also we know, I have my privilege to accept or reject. So similarly, we also know the Lord also always has the privilege to accept or reject our devotion service. And even accepting it has different levels. When Srila Prabhupada chant Hare Krishna mantra or we chant Hare Krishna mantra, the different level of acceptance. When he offers bhoga to the Lord and we offer bhoga to the Lord, different level of acceptance. When he offers arti to the Lord and we also arti to the Lord, different levels of acceptance. We are doing something, that's all. not pure devotion service. Something we are doing, that's it. So we should have a proper consciousness when we are doing service. Otherwise, the service is nothing so special. If it is not ABC, it will be DEF. We are not indispensable for the Lord. What is indispensable for the Lord is a pure devotee, not us. We are just given an opportunity. Radha Govinda is just giving an opportunity for us to serve them. Otherwise, they don't depend upon us. Now, this kind of pure consciousness that I am a humble servant of the Lord, that I'm getting a chance to serve the Lord in great humility and in great devotion, submission, surrender, all this is invoked when we follow the rules and regulations. This is not comes suddenly, because this is a realization. See, what is the difference between a sentiment and a bhava? Transcendental bhava, like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in Varanasi, and Prakashan of the Saraswati says he is a bhavuka, sentimentalist. So what's the difference between an actual sentimentalist doing devotion service and somebody who is doing devotion service on the direction of the Shastra? There is a difference. Sentimental devotion service will not last. And what is done as the order of the Shastra will last. When something is done based on the orders of Guru and Shastra, it pleases Krishna. Oh, you're trying to obey my devotee. And then Krishna showers some realizations. Yesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam. Then Krishna gives transcendental realizations for his service. And how do we test transcendental realization? See the vairagya. Simple. How much vairagya from material enjoyment we have developed. How much the material world looks attractive to you. So you should see that. So in this way, this shloka is talking about the devotion service has to be done with knowledge, not sentiment. You see, Srila Prabhupada opened his movement. He had the books written before that. Why? Because he wanted things to be laid down, black and white, with clarity, given all details, so that nothing is sentimental. It is not bhavuka. He is not spreading Krishna conscious movement as a matter, just like most of the people when we talk to them. They talk about Krishna, they talk about various things, actually as a matter of sentiment. Their faith runs very, very skin deep. If there is, suppose in their own house, the son is there, he says, I want to become brahmachari, they will eat tamasha in that house. Faith is actually very, very weak, very skin deep. You understand? When we say skin deep means, it is actually superficial. In the heart, person is not feeling joy. Oh, my son is so special, he wants to dedicate his life to serve. No, it's just external show. So, life, various situations will come for us every moment. We may call ourselves devotees from the simplest of things, a desire for sense enjoyment, some attraction in this world. We can actually see whether I've developed any realization or I'm still attracted to the metal energy. We can see whether I'm advancing. I may be chanting, but if it is chanting and not done in proper consciousness, then Krishna doesn't accept it. Then I don't develop vairagya. Metal world keeps looking very attractive to me. So various levels of Maya's exams are there. And a person who is actually sincere can pass. Some people slip on the basic level exam to do sinful activity or not to do sinful activity. This is not supposed to be done. Should I know? I should not do that. The very basic level exam of Maya. We fall a little to that. Some people, okay, do not do that, but they do things. This is Tamoguna is over. Rajoguna. They want first, they do things, they look for their own self-prestige. They're meditating on how special I am, how great I am when they're doing devotion service. See, I am so wonderful, I am so wonderful. That goes into their heart. They're doing it Rajoguna. They're not doing sinful activity, but everything ends at them. Now, at the devotion service done in Tamoguna, a person may do some devotion service, or in Rajoguna, somebody may do some devotion service, but it is not very pleasing to Krishna. Not only it is not pleasing to Krishna, it is not pleasing to other Vaishnavas also. Just think about it. Somebody is doing kirtan at the same time, he drinks. You'll not be interested to hear his kirtan. Somebody is taking class, but he doesn't chant. You don't feel interested to hear it. You got it? So it is this kind of devotion service which is actually done in Tamoguna and Rajoguna. If you may be very comfortable and satisfied that I am doing devotion service, it's not very pleasing. Just like offering chapati to the Lord, half burned. It's not pleasing. Just like your child goes to the father and gives something, cooks for the father and gives half burned. Out of affection, father, mother may take little, but it's not pleasing. So the focus is that I'm doing devotion service. That's okay. But is it done in a way that it is very pleasing to Krishna? Is it done with the proper bhava? Bhuda bhava samanvitaha. So let us start. So Tamoguna devotion service is definitely not pleasing and generally not allowed in the temples. You don't allow Tamasic people to offer devotion service. Therefore, anybody who wants to offer service to Krishna, we say, are you following 4x and chanting 16 not? First thing we ask that. Otherwise, you don't take service from them. The next is the people who are rasic. Now, at this level, generally, we do enter the community of ISKCON. We may be chanting. Generally, if we are, as the temple grows bigger, the entry becomes more and more strict. They watch for many, many years. Even to give Diksha, they watch for many, many years to even allow somebody to become full-time member, because the Krishna, we don't allow community to be disturbed. So we don't even allow Rasic people. Actually, what we allow the candidates is Sattvic. But then, there is a problem of Khatmal. Khatmal, bedbug. The Khatmal problem is this, that the Khatmal in the winter is very thin. And after taking blood, it becomes very fat. So similarly, when we come to Krishna consciousness, we come very renounced actually. Now everything I've given away. But moment we get an opportunity, we drink blood. That means we become. So therefore, as we continue to advance in Krishna consciousness, our tapasya should increase. Tapasya should increase. More and more, we become inclined to serve Krishna. More and more, our devotional spirit is enhanced. Because when you're doing devotion services, there may be some apparent, physical success, which is actually not something spiritual, but maybe some apparent physical success. We went out to bring some collection, we could bring a lot of money. A lot of people listen to us nowadays, Dhanam, Janam, Sundarim. So this apparent material success sometimes may cloud the heart of a devotee who is not offering service in a proper devotional attitude. And the Maya will keep testing. Maya's business is to Avarnatmika Shakti and Prakshipatmika Shakti. So somebody not offering devotion in a proper attitude will easily become victim of Prakshipatmika Shakti, which will stop his devotion service. Prakshipatmika, Avarnatmika means covering, forgetting everything. And prakshapatika means we are doing devotional service, but it says why you need to do. You can stop it. There are better things to do in life than doing devotional service. The very, transcendental pleasure, the very, privilege of doing devotional service is taken away by prakshapatmika sakti. If somebody gets covered by that, then it's that why, what is there, what's so important to do devotional service? I can reduce it. We don't have to be so serious actually. We don't have to be so fanatic in doing devotional service, some kind of attitude like that, and gradually person withers away. So therefore, always it is good to Shruti, Smriti, Purana. This, in fact, Bhagavad Gita also, the similar shloka is there. Those who know. Arjuna asks this question to Krishna, and Krishna says, Ye Shastra Vidim Usrajya Vartate Kamakarataha Na cha Siddhi Mavapnoti Na Shanti Cha Param Gatim. Ye Shastra Vidim Usrajya. Anybody gives us the direction and rules and regulations given in the Shastra, Vartate Kamakaritaha, and works whimsically, Nacha Siddhim Abapnoti, he will not achieve Siddhi, Na Shanti, not peace, Na Param Gati, the supreme destination. Everything will be lost. So the Shastra Vidhi, as we do not know, it is revealed to us by Srila Prabhupada. So whatever Shastra Vidhi we know is from him. And as we follow the directions of Shastra Vidhi, we feel encouraged because we do feel in our heart Vairagya is developing. We see the transcendental profit in following the Acharya. We feel peace of mind. Cheto Darapana Marjana, mind becomes calm. And then we feel a sense of transcendental happiness. And then we continue doing devotional service. Because devotional service gives a transcendental profit, not bhavuka. Transcendental pleasure and happiness. And person continues to do devotional service with great pleasure and energy and enthusiasm, tivrena. But sometimes if somebody is not touching this transcendental pleasure, then he is doing devotional service for material profit. He's only saying how much big office this person has, how much big room other person has, how much followers he has, how much followers I have, how much big room I have, how much pride I have, how much pride. He's not on a material plane at all. Sorry, he's not on a spiritual plane at all. He's on doing devotional service on the material plane. And that will not last. Anything bhavuka will close very soon. Devotional service is done very carefully. In association of devotees, somebody says, Prabhupada says somebody goes out of the association of devotees and he thinks he can do devotional service. He is living in imagination, hallucination. Prabhupada uses the word hallucination. So, it is a great protection. Because day in, day out, we get reminded, our mind, that we are doing devotional service. Is it pleasing to Krishna? We have to think. Okay, so in this way, in this shloka, the world is a sentiment. Devotional service is not a sentiment. And in the beginning of devotional service, when you're doing sadhana, we may not feel ecstasy on day one, but definitely purification is going on. One devotee very nicely said, we just take few years gap between your devotional service today and before. You'll find there is a great change. But day by day, moment by moment, if you're looking for a change, it takes time. We have to be utsaha, nishya, dhairya. We have to be a little patient, wait. We have to wait for the devotional service to show its ecstasy, the joy, the revelation. When we are doing devotional service, we feel if I can see Krishna, if I can talk personally to Krishna, If we hear from Chaitanya Charitamrita when Raghav Pandita is offering bhoga to the Lord empties the plate. So sometimes you may feel that, but actually at the same time, I also know what platform of devotional service I am in. My service is not very pleasing to the Lord. I know that. I know I'm still attracted to the material energy so wonderfully. Matter is so much dragging me, harassing me. So I know what is my platform of consciousness. So I should not be, go sentimental and foolish and expect the Lord will do some miracle for me. Many times people do devotional service expecting a miracle. Most of the people in the world get cheated by so many swamis and babas and sadhus who actually show them miracles. And they accept them. Prabhupada used to say, miracles are for fools. Miracles are for who? The fools. So we have to be patient with the gradual purification or devotional service. We should be along with that. And we can see Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana, Kriya, these stages developing gradually as we perform devotional service under rules and regulations of the Shastra. But this bhavuka sentiment, I was doing some prayer to Krishna and suddenly Krishna showed Vishwarupa. All this is from a sentimental platform. Sometimes it becomes very difficult to understand that we are doing something from sentimental platform or it is an ecstasy from the heart. At the stage we are in, please check with the Shastra. Please check with the Shastra. Do not just go by your sentiment. I had this dream yesterday. I had this thought today. Please leave all these things. Very nicely somebody explained, when you are in the beginning flying the fighter jet, big fighter jet, in a lift also, when you go up and down, we get a wrong impression. The lift is going up, but we feel it is going down. Correct? We all feel that kind of effect because it deaccelerates, so we feel that it's actually now coming down, but actually it's still going up, but not with the same speed. Correct? All of you have that experience. So similarly, our senses cannot actually give me the real picture of devotional service. So I don't follow my senses and I do not even follow my mind. I just obey the orders of the Acharya. That is called devotional service. Devotional service done on the order of the Acharya. Whatever I'm doing as ordered by Srila Prabhupada. That is called devotional service. So just like in a fighter jet, so he feels he's going right, he's going wrong, left. He said, because everything will be wrong in the beginning. So he said, just follow what the control station says. Otherwise, he will crash land. He's thinking he's going up, he's going down. He's going left, he's going right. He just, the experience that he's having in the beginning is wrong. It takes time. Okay, so just are supposed to follow the control station. So similarly, we should just follow the orders of the Acharya so that we do not make mistake what is right and what is wrong. Bhagavad Gita also says, in Tamoguna, it actually becomes reverse. So I may be thinking this is right, but because I'm in Tamoguna, the effect of Tamoguna is pravittim cha nivrittim cha janana vidurasuraha. Asura means people in Rajoguna and Tamoguna. They do not know what is right and what is wrong. They lose a discrimination. In Satoguna, it's very clear what is right and what is wrong. Rajoguna, we start getting confused. Tamoguna, we sometimes make it reverse. So if you are basing your devotional service on what you think is right or what you think is wrong, but because you are under the Maya, you are under the modes, you may have a wrong conclusion. And that kind of devotional service will not please Krishna. So how can I be sure at any moment what decision I'm making? Always at least check with the fellow Vaishnava, if you cannot check with the Guru. I'm making a decision like this, a very serious decision. At least check, take other people into confidence. And you think it's right what we are doing? Yes, because you do not know. Maya may easily can make an ass out of us. Always, when you're taking any major step in our personal life, in devotional life, check with another Vaishnava, check with the Shastra, because mind is tricky. If you leave it to the mind is our enemy. It is waiting for an opportunity to destroy you. So therefore, take shelter of the Vaishnavas, take shelter of the Shastra, take shelter of Srila Prabhupada, and then you are not bhavuka. Otherwise, it's bhavuka and sentiments will not last. Srila Prabhupada used to say, the temple only runs by spiritual bhava, not the material sentiment. The spiritual desire to serve Krishna. So it's not a big deal making a big building. The big deal is, can you bring a bhava for service to the Lord among devotees? Then the place becomes a honeycomb, a nectar, and whole world comes to taste that nectar. But if that bhava is not there, that becomes only a dustbin. And what comes near dustbin is the flies. The flies will come and collect around. And it doesn't serve any purpose. Like Srila Prabhupada in America, he purchased many empty churches. And he said, see, nobody was coming here. Today it is full of devotees. Because Srila Prabhupada said, I brought the most effective process. The rules and regulations given by Srila Prabhupada are the most effective process for bringing Krishna consciousness. So people are surcharged with bhava to serve the Lord. And they were so happy and ecstatic in service to the Lord. The more and more people came and the place was full. Okay? So that's what our desire should be. That the temple is not run by bhavas, by sentiments, by magic. That's not our intention. Temple is, there's always a slow and steady wins the race. Temple is actually run by gradually elevating people in Krishna consciousness, gradually bringing, everything takes time, bringing people in Krishna consciousness. Just like I had gone to Mayapur. It is not that one bhava, one sentiment, and suddenly everybody came. No. Somebody worked for 50 years, gradually training devotees, uplifting devotees in Krishna consciousness, preaching all through the state, preaching village to village, town to town, bringing people to the platform of Krishna consciousness. And today the situation is on the festivals. You cannot put your leg inside a hall in which 3,000 people can stay. Even when they say the new temple opens, that 10,000 people can stand, that will also be short because the preaching is so powerful. There, Mayapur has 12 buses going town to town, village to village, distributing books. So spiritual work, when you want to do spiritual work, actually, this temple is just a platform for that. And I just remember when I joined my college, IIT, people said that it's done, your life is done. And I was very happy, my life is done. I didn't study, honestly. Then trouble started, then I started praying to Krishna. Okay, God, if you are there. So similarly, we make a mistake, similar mistake. If this temple is done, everything is done. No, this temple is just a platform. We have a lot of work to do, which takes time. To even make 1,000 people chant Hare Krishna, it takes time. You have to convince people. You have to give them jnana. Nobody will just chant like that. They will stop it next day. It takes time. Gradually, we have to preach man to man. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Correct? So everything takes time gradually. And even the inmates to maintain their proper consciousness so that they are dedicated, they can continue the level of commitment, dedication to serve the Lord. This all requires energy and purity. Okay? So this is in that way, Krishna consciousness is a wonderful, great work. And if it is done properly, gives great satisfaction to the heart. Great satisfaction to the heart. Ananda buddhi vardhanam pratipadam purna amrit aswadanam. This is Krishna consciousness. But then, if you want to come ananda buddhi vardhanam, you have to follow rules and regulations. Otherwise, no ananda, no buddhi, nothing, forget vardhanam. Whatever is there will also vaporize away. What I used to feel yesterday, some pleasure in chanting, that also goes away. Everything is vaporized. So with knowledge, under the direction of the acharyas, utsaha, nishya, we should work with great nectar of instruction, the instruction by our great acharya, Shri Rupa Goswami, we are called Rupa Nugas. follow Sarupa Goswami. So what are the, it says, Utsaha, be very enthusiastic, and Nishya, be very confident, because we are following the path given by the Acharyas. It will be successful. Dhairya, be patient, because everything takes time. I'm not becoming Krishna conscious, but I cannot see Krishna. Wait, please be patient, everything takes time. Tat tat karma pravartanat, follow all the rules and regulation. Utsaha, Nishya, Dhairya, tat tat karma pravartanat. Sangha tyaga sato vritti, give up association of bad people. Do not hear any vibration made by sinful people. Make a rule. If you hear, be careful. That's all. Yeah, correct. Everything, correct. Like that. Be formal, but in the heart, don't give any value. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, don't let them know directly or indirectly that you're not going to follow that way. Utsaha, Nishya, Dhairya, tat tat karma pravartana, Sangha tyaga, very important, sato vritti, and following in the footsteps of the great acharyas. If you can do these 6 things, then our project is successful. So enthusiastically, we all work. We complete this project on time, as faster than possible. Utsaha, Nishya, be very confident. Srila Prabhupada said, you build a skyscraper for Krishna, you'll be blessed. Utsaha, Nishya, Dhairya, be patient. The things don't happen overnight. In a day, you cannot build a temple. Tat tat karma pravartanat, so serve the Lord with all the rules and regulations. Every service has rules and regulations. Tat tat karma pravartanat. Sangha tyaga, why we are making a temple? Because you want to live with devotees. Sangha tyaga, so give up a bad association. Sato vritti, follow in the footsteps of the great acharyas. Great acharyas are given guidelines, personal good example. We see Madhundapuri, how we serve Gopal deity. We get sato vritti. So if you follow all these things, then it will be successful. Then devotion will be successful. Otherwise, so many places are made. There's no shortage, particularly Mangalore. Every street there is temple. They're called Daivasthana. Every street. Yeah. So no big contribution. Our contribution will be if there is proper consciousness in the place for doing devotion service. The bhava. If there is, that is our contribution. Prabhupada says, show to Krishna if you are serious, if you are. That is our contribution of doing devotion service. Places, there are many buildings. Even ISKCON movement has built 1,000 temples. Everywhere you see, every day one new Bhumi Puja happening, one new inauguration happening. That is not a big deal. Nothing so special. And much bigger places are there. Our contribution is if we can build a proper bhava, so that in great pleasure we offer devotion service. But that will only happen everybody following rules and regulations and understanding the whole process of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandavat Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for this class.
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.